have won the last 6 straight over the Billikens, and here we go. Opening touch of the game goes to St. Louis, dressed in their home whites.
Roby, number 5, the point guard, last week scored his 1,000th point for the Billikens. Most experienced guy on the floor for them.
Jordan Goodwin. Here comes Roby, and he gets fouled on a 3 by Jenkins. The foul on Terriante Jenkins, a 6'5" sophomore, who is 7th in the conference at steals per game, averages 13 points, coming off an 18-point game, and here an early mistake.
When we watch him at the offensive end, he is pure from 3. Great shooter. Roby also a very, very good shooter.
Devel Roby last week went over 1,000 for his career. 1,000 points, averages 12 per game. 31st in the history of this program to get 1,000, and they say he is playing the best basketball of his career right now, and it's during his stretch run, the senior out of Memphis. 2-0 start as VCU goes on offense. The first time, Johnny Williams, 5.8 assists a game, number 1 in the Atlantic 10. Here's Isaac Van, defended by Javon Bess, all the way to the rim and lays it home, and we're tied at 2.
Full court pressure. This is the havoc that was instituted much earlier. This team has been to the NCAA tournament 7 seasons in a row. The trap is available. Now you're playing 4-on-3.
DJ Foreman attacks and scores.
They practiced this yesterday. Foreman's a transfer from Rutgers. Travis Ford talked to his team about the double teams and what he wanted them to do. Perfect execution.
Tough shot they want to run here with Goodwin. Leaves it off. Foreman scores as he crashes to the deck. 4 quick ones for the redshirt junior from Spring Valley, New York.
Only his 3rd start. Foreman has done a great job when he got his opportunity.
Here comes Johnny Williams to the left. Tough shot. Falling away, wouldn't go. Cleared by Hassan French, the freshman from Middletown, New York.
How about these 2 freshmen on this team? French and Goodwin. Goodwin is 6'3" and leads them in rebounding. VCU established Tillman, got to do that. And Jenkins' 3-point accuracy is essential. St. Louis, I'll tell you what, they are a team that has 2 freshmen in the starting lineup. These 2 guys are going to be fantastic for this program.
Javon Bess cut off and now backs down. Attempt to shoot the fall away. He's well off, rebounded by French. Another crack at it for the Billikens and a reset for Roby.
If Bess is a familiar name to you, he's a transfer from Michigan State. Played a lot there, 6'6", very aggressive player.
Averaging 13 a game, 6.6 rebounds. Foreman again, this time a wild shot cleared by Sean Mobley, a freshman from Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Mobley only in his 2nd start. Started the last game, had 8 assists. Coach said, you're going to play if you can deliver that.
Here's Terriante Jenkins. Tillman the post, gets blocked by French.
37th block on the year for Mr. French.
Corralled by Foreman, and now Goodwin. 6-2 start for the Billikens, 10-10 coming in, 3-4 in the A-10. VCU 12-8, 4-3 in conference. French on the block.
No double.
1-on-1 with Tillman. Now Mobley comes over and strips it. Foreman got it in there, couldn't connect on a couple of bunnies, and finally on his 3rd crack, able to roll it home.
Great 2nd effort.
And then Mobley, the last to touch it at this end, and the Billikens with a hot start.
How about this defense leading to offense? Using the left hand against a right-handed player. 2nd and 3rd effort by Foreman. The Rutgers transfer finally gets it to go down. You got to be careful with celebrating a basket if you're St. Louis, because VCU will run it back very, very quickly.
They hold up that French flag for the student section when French makes a big play, gets a block. So it's 8-2 St. Louis to begin, 3 minutes deep. Jenkins, pressure D on Roby. Slapped away, good defense by VCU Crowfield. Malik Crowfield now backs it out. Tillman can't handle. Stolen away by Javon Bess. Bess for the Billikens. St. Louis giving VCU a taste of their own medicine to start this one. It's an 8-0 run, 10-2 advantage, and a foul underneath on French.
Active hands leads to breakaway plays right here. Quick hands right there by French leads to the loose ball. And at the other end, Goodwin is a very powerful player. Watch him use his body to cut in between two VCU Rams. I was surprised when I saw Goodwin for the first time at practice yesterday. Watching them on television, he is much bigger than I thought.
Tillman banks it home, and it's offensive. Wave it off.
Weak side help, ever present for St. Louis. Man-to-man defense. Look at the weak side. He comes way outside the arc. Nice play by Goodwin. He's been all over the floor in the first few minutes.
We built it coming into this game as two of the hottest individual players in the country. Tillman against Goodwin. Tillman has been, you made the point yesterday, he's been more consistent longer. Going back to his last 25 A-10 games, he's got 16 double-doubles. And we mentioned off the top, in his last 14 games overall, averaging 20 points, 10 boards, as we step aside have been made.
And how does this affect the team? Well, Travis Ford, I asked him that very question yesterday, and he says, what we do is we lose ourselves in our work. Between the 94 feet and 50 on the court, and the practice was very, very spirited yesterday, and they are getting through it, the guys on this team that are playing.
A good start for them on the court tonight. They begin 4 of 8. They've caused 3 turnovers. Shot clock at 2. Deep 3, Roby is well off. Didn't draw iron, and VCU comes out of the timeouts, ratcheting up that signature defense of theirs. Mike Rhodes, 14th season as a head coach. His first at VCU, of course, he was on the bench for many years for Shaka Smart.
Went to Rice, had success there. 3 years, they won more games than anybody in the history of the school his 3rd season.
Trying to go backdoor, and they're able to work it on the baseline to score for Mikel Sims, a sophomore from there in Richmond.
VCU is not trapping on every possession, but they are going full court on every possession. Interestingly enough, through the entire season this year, they are even with their opponents on turnovers. Usually you would think that would be a extreme positive for VCU.
Tough shot in the lane. Crawls off from French. Foreman got in there, stripped away. Picked up by Goodwin, and he backs it out. And now DeVell Roby.
This is a good example. They don't want to run up and down with VCU. Nice execution. Get a quality shot on each possession is the goal. French does not look at the basket from out front. Bess does.
Bess pulls it. You bet.
Leading scorer on the team. Averaging nearly 13, Javon Bess.
Here's Malik Crowfield, and now Chris Lane off the bounce. Banks it in.
Boy, they want to clear and drive, don't they? Every guy on this team puts it on the floor and goes to the basket.
They can certainly score. Roby rifles it for Goodwin. In rhythm, parries it.
Boy, did they look good.
Jordan Goodwin, averaging 11 points, 7.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists. And now Mikel Sims out front for...
Shooter with the ball right here.
You got it. Jenkins, 44% at the arc this year. Crowfield now. And an open look for Lane. Turned it down. Spins in the lane. Contact, no whistle. Missed the shot. Here comes Goodwin. Goodwin to the rim. Couldn't finish. And that's interference around the cylinder by French. Got a little too high that time.
Do they put up the French flags on these plays also? Javon Bess, the pull-up jumper. You got to have the mid-distance game. And right here, Roby delivers the 3, nothing but nylon. Right here, that is basket interference, and it will go to VCU.
The Rams trail by 9 early on the road tonight.
Dayton beat Davidson. Davidson had won 5 straight games just before our game started. Things are tightening up in the league.
Down at 65-64, pinned against the glass by Rashid Anthony. And VCU goes right back up and draws the foul.
Block that thing. It is not interference if it's not on its way down or it has not hit the backboard. Neither of those things happen, so play on.
Anthony eventually gets whistled for the foul as Chris Lane goes to the line. 63% foul shooter, 7 points a game off the bench. He's a redshirt senior from Richmond.
The biggest number for him is 245. That's how much he weighs. He takes up some space in the lane.
1 of 2, and it's 15-7. 7 minutes in.
You feel a trap coming here?
Uh-huh.
I feel a trap coming. Here it is.
Williams all over it. Into your lap right there, Bob.
Backup point guard in the game immediately turns the ball over. This is excellent scouting. Williams all over Hines when Hines got in the game. Hines has been a walk-on, a scholarship player, a walk-on scholarship player. He's been like a yo-yo here,
yeah.
But they love him. They love him. He's in graduate school now.
Yep. He's closing out his career on scholarship this season once again. Justin Tillman quiet so far. Lane attacks. Pinned against the glass again by Anthony. Here's Jalen Johnson off the bench. Anthony for Hines. 3. Not there. Rebound to Sims.
Jenkins has been absent from the offense, and that's not good news for VCU.
Tillman too strong, ripped down by Hines.
Hines gets to play minutes, 21 minutes a game. He's been around here a long time, and Goodwin needs a blow once in a while.
Hines averaging nearly 7 points a game, gets free here, working against Johnny Williams. And now it's Javon Best, 10 to shoot. Anthony screens. Out front, lefty 3. Too strong that time from Jalen Johnson.
Notice the difference in pace. A lot more deeper into the shot clock for St. Louis. VCU makes a few passes, and guys are driving it at the basket. Justin Tillman is really not getting many touches. There's Goodwin.
There's a touch for Tillman, left it short, stick back halfway down and out, and Anthony rips it down for the Billikens.
Notice the walk up the floor here. Very different styles of play. Travis Ford calling a set right now.
Another thing you notice, Bob, is Anthony, the energy he brings off that bench.
No doubt about it. Note that last play, though. Tillman, repetitive jumping on the glass. That works deeper into the game.
And that's offensive on Johnson, which brings
in the first 4 and made it to the Final Four. And, of course, the first 4 games are played in Dayton, Ohio. And they had just had a nice win today against Davidson. 7
straight, and that's pretty exclusive company when you're talking about trips. The big dance, and Mike Rhodes obviously part of that Final Four team and was an assistant. 09 to 14 under Smart. 3 by Jenkins won't go. 1 and done, rebounded by Goodwin. Goodwin drive and kick. Roby on a 3. Not there. Pulled down by Tillman on the weak side of VCU. The ball down by 8 as we approach the midpoint of this first half.
We played 10 minutes and we have not seen the real Tillman yet. This young man with the basketball is one heck of a player. First team preseason all conference, and he is having to play in traffic in this one so far.
Number 6 all-time rebounder in Ram history. He's got it on the block, in deep, and scores.
Yeah, and that was better because before he was just roaming block to block. Better for him to go away from the basket, set a screen, and then come to the basket. Much better technique.
Beg your pardon, his first 2 points of the game, and obviously been averaging 20 over his last 14. Hines in the lane, floats it up, left it short. Foul on the rebound.
How about Goodwin going inside? He gets the call. Right here, Tillman set the screen and then rolled. When you play like that, there's a lot more space to operate in. He is a movement player and not a just post-up type guy. So for him to set a high screen, then roll to the basket, much better way of getting him the basketball.
Foul, by the way, on Jenkins, his second.
Goodwin, number 0 with the ball. Best rebounder on this team as a guard. Averages over 7 a game. That's incredible.
French works on Tillman. Kick it out. Javon Bess picked up by Mobley. Step back jumper is in.
Perfect technique.
He's got 6 and a lead back to 8 for the Billikens. Isaac Fan for the Rams and Johnny Williams. And now Crowfield. Mobley's got it. Tried to rifle it in. Bess kicked it out. And a reset.
Javon Bess on the pull-up. This is his second pull-up. Fadeaway jumper. Beautiful move by him. He plays so under control. Also, he gets to the free throw line a bunch. More free throws than anybody in this league.
More attempts, more makes. Isaac Van over to Williams.
I love their defense. Billikens playing straight man.
Tillman got free, and 4 quick ones for him.
It's what we were just talking about. Come away, Justin. Set a screen, then roll. Use your quickness.
17-11. They break the pressure. Goodwin to the rim. Scoops it up and in. 19-11. 9 to play first half. Fan lobs it up. It was a shot. He had Tillman in there. It was short a little bit, but it crawled home. He's gotten 4, and it's a 6-point game.
Watch the trap now. On made baskets, they try to trap. Straight man. Patience is a virtue.
Bess. Short. Tillman clears.
They want to push it, but St. Louis is getting back quickly. All 5 guys get below the 3-point arc.
Malik Crowfield rattles out.
St. Louis is holding its own on the boards right now. That's a very positive development for Travis Ford because VCU can go to the offensive glass.
Foreman spins, got fouled and scores.
Maurice Joseph. So lots of new faces in the league this year. 14 teams in the Atlantic 10 Conference, in case you're wondering. And the championship will be played in Washington, D.C. this season on CBS. And then the next 3 years, it will be at the Barclays Center. DJ Foreman, 3rd start. He's getting up plenty of shots in this game. He and French is a nice combination in the lane for this team.
Couldn't complete the 3-point play, but the Billikens still lead by 8. They've out-rebounded VCU 14-7.
First possession, Brent change, 1-3-1. Notice the big guy at the top makes the pass guard to guard difficult. The wings have to rebound, weak side. That's the problem.
Sims connects on a 3. He's got 5. The deficit cut to 5. Nine newcomers this year on this VCU roster. Coming off that win over GW. A little bit of an up and down year. They've been in some tight games with some really good teams, and unfortunately have been on the wrong end of those results. 1 and done for the Billikens here.
VCU played Virginia, Marquette, Michigan, Texas, Seton Hall. Man, if I'm making that schedule, I better have a long-term contract.
They were in virtually all those.
Yes, they were. And the Virginia game was unbelievable. At VCU.
Ended up losing to the Virginia Cavaliers, who are now number 2 in the country, by 9. And a travel back to VCU. Standings now, the A-10, you mentioned 14 teams. Got the semis here on CBS Sports Network, final on CBS. And that's where VCU kind of clogged in there with those other 4 and 3 teams.
Rhode Island leading the pack. Right there we see St. Louis Billikens at 10-10, 3-4 overall. And Rhode Island, of course, Danny Hurley doing an unbelievably great job at Rhode Island, and they clearly are going to be dancing this year.
21-16. Lane, way off. That's not his game. French rebounds.
Yeah, a lot of guys have the green light. And when you play hard on defense like they do, sometimes coaches reward them by giving them the green light on offense. But when you have that, you must crash the offensive glass, and they're not doing that in this game so far.
Goodwin pretty quiet so far for the Billikens. Had that triple-double last week. Fires a three and drills it. He's got 8 now.
He's talking to you after this one. He does a lot of little things, too.
Yep.
Good leadership qualities.
Sims again. Rattles out. Pulled down by French.
Notice how Goodwin challenged that shot. It was an open three. It looked like it was an open three. Turned out not to be. Roby, Mr. Experience out front, slows things down. When there's a man on the high post, the lane is open for cutters. Notice how wide open the lane is right now.
Shot clock at 6. Goodwin. Step back three, hand in his face. Wouldn't go. French the rebound. Foreman the score.
Take a look. What a pass by French. And the left-handed player goes in right-handed. Credit Mr. French for this basket. Nobody able to take the charge, and Foreman finishes. They are playing with passion.
We talked to Travis Ford. What needs to change to make French even take the next step? He said we need more passion consistently for 40 minutes. We need him to have a domination mentality.
Yes, and he does not have that. He's only a freshman. That's going to come, right?
But he has tonight so far.
Yeah.
Maybe the message getting through to him. Hines, the takeaway for St. Louis. Here comes Foreman with a head of steam with the left. French, stick back dunk wouldn't go, and he got too high again. That's twice.
Foreman was out of control. French was very much in control. French flag waving. Right here, Foreman. This is a bad shot. But French is right there and hits the back of the rim. You got to love that, though. Travis Ford, exactly what you were just talking about. That's what he wants to see.
You can live with it. Williams turned the corner, step back jumper. Air ball. Weak side board and a foul. Couple of guys getting tangled up in there as Foreman went to the deck.
The good news for VCU is they got guys going to the offensive glass a little bit more right now, and that's what Mike Rhodes needs. 45 play. Lots of times you number your inbounds play. You can see Johnny saying 4-5 as well.
Marcus Santos Silva, the freshman, attacks and draws the whistle. The foul on Foreman, his second.
Santos Silva is 6'5", 235 from Taunton, Massachusetts. Had 11 against GW. Plays about 11 minutes a game.
If you take out his rebounding numbers over 40 minutes, he averages 14 rebounds a game. So solid, high-quality minutes when he's in there. (27-17), 4:16 remaining.
When Hines is in, he plays with the ball. Goodwin plays without the ball, kind of like a small forward.
Here's Johnson.
Little flex action right here going on. Screen the screener.
Hines in and out. Here come the Rams. Mikel Sims. Drops it down. Santos Silva. wouldn't fall. Goodwin rebounds for the Pelicans. No look, never got through. Taken away by Tillman.
Too cute.
Van kick out. Sims spins out. A run out for the Pelicans. Javon Bess off of his foot and back to the Rams, which gives us a chance to breathe at the under 4.
Atlantic 10.
VCU, Bob, their calling card forcing turnovers. They've been able to force 9 Pelican turnovers, yet they trail here by 10.
That's because they're shooting 30% from the field, and St. Louis's half-court D, like we're watching right here, is excellent.
Isaac Van rotates it for Dariante Jenkins.
He's had no looks.
Jenkins gets one here and banks it in.
This guy is talented. I think Jenkins is going to be an all-league level player. He's only a sophomore. He's got a sweet stroke. And, of course, in the scouting report, St. Louis very aware of that, and he is not. You got to force him to put the ball on the floor, which they just did.
Hassan French puts it on the floor. Shot wouldn't fall. Williams crashes the glass.
Opportunity.
A run out. Jenkins in rhythm. Spins off. French skies for the board.
Jenkins just ran by us frowning. He knew that was an open look. He doesn't miss many of those.
Roby. Kick out Bess. Again, in and out. Johnson back up, no. Tap wouldn't fall. Out of bounds to VCU.
Johnson really made a good play there. He was the starter before Foreman for the first most of the season until the last 3 games. Now he's coming in off the bench and he's being active. That's exactly what Ford wants from him. Mobley setting the screen here. Needs a touch right there.
Mobley on a 3. Got it.
Told you.
And a quick stoppage, a timeout, with Mobley cutting it to 5. 2:07 first half in St. Louis. VCU gets a 3 from Mobley, and they trail by 5. 2:07 in the first half.
The Cocoa Beach native. This is only his second start, and he looks comfortable out there to me. 8 assists in his first start. Previous to that, averages about 14 minutes a game. He's going to get more minutes, in my estimation, as he goes along.
From Mike Rhodes, he told us to shoot around. Basketball awareness has been an issue. I love my guys. They play hard for it. I love them. We struggle with just the IQ and the basketball awareness. Mobley's like the one guy that he really counts on. He says Mobley knows all 5 positions on the floor. French, the back down. Turn around and scores.
First basket for French. Notice they did not double him. He's not a great offensive player yet in his career, but he needs to go when there's no double.
7-point advantage, St. Louis. Tillman goes. Tough shot.
That should have been a miss. He was challenged down low and up high, and he got it in the basket anyway. That's why he's an all-conference level player.
He's got 6.
They need him to get more touches.
Roby works on Jenkins. French wants it. Deflected away by Jenkins.
Nice hands.
Tillman ahead. Couldn't catch up with that one.
Power inside required. Back him in, turn around, use the glass. Classic move. And this is not classic. This is talent. That was unbelievable how they had the ball in low and high on him, and he still got it in.
He gets 6 points, 4 boards, 3 of 8 from the field. He's shooting 58% in his career, highest in school history.
Wow.
Incidentally, shooting 58% during this 14-game stretch that we keep talking about.
That is impressive for a career.
Shot clock under 10. Game clock at 45 seconds. Goodwin backs it out. 5 to shoot for Goodwin. In the corner. Left it short and pulled down by Isaac Van.
Look at Goodwin inside, battling with, that's unbelievable. He's battling with Tillman. He's a guard.
Williams backs it out. 5-second difference, game and shot. Mobley. Not this time. Final 10 seconds, shot clock off for the Billikens, and Goodwin. Goodwin with 3 seconds. Goodwin with 1. Caught in the lane, contact, no call. Jenkins has only got 2 points. He's only fired 3 shots. The Rams get it first to begin the second half, trailing by 5. And a lob and a dunk for Tillman from Mobley. What a start.
Terrific. Facilitator is Mr. Mobley. Made a 3, makes nice passes. Nice combination of Williams and Mobley and Tillman on that one. Back cut. Tillman's better when he's moving.
DeVell Roby. Off the curl, Javon Bess. Underneath, what a look and a score for Goodwin.
What a pass. That is great vision right there.
10 now for Goodwin. Lead back to 5, a minute deep second half. In the Atlantic 10, the Billikens 4-3, I should say 3-4 coming in. VCU 4-3. And here comes St. Louis. Goodwin and Foreman the finish.
2 great deliveries. One by Goodwin, one by Bess.
Pass looking for Tillman, knocked out, stays with the Rams. 23 to shoot.
What a great way to start the half. Both ends of the floor. Diagram play by Rhodes for the dunk, and then very good vision both times up the floor for the Billikens.
Largest lead of the game has been 11 for St. Louis. At the moment, they lead by 7. Here's Johnny Williams, picked up by Jordan Goodwin.
Johnny Williams is a downhill player, and he hasn't been able to get it going in this game.
Baseline drive, Isaac Van out of control.
The transfer from Maine, called for the charge. Watch the right side of your screen. Help side's coming. Beautiful play right there. St. Louis very aware defensive positioning in this game.
Foreman has got 13 on 6 of 10. He's been the high man here for St. Louis. Bess wheels in the lane and kicks. Goodwin wouldn't go. French the rebound and fouled on the way back up.
That is a man's rebound right there by Mr. French. Good share in the ball right here by St. Louis. Clean shot. French got away with a push-off on Tillman. I was wondering why Tillman was not involved in that action.
Mobley picks up the foul, his second. And French banks home the first. From hoops to hockey, the diamond to the gridiron. Start your day with a new morning team. As Boomer and Gio break down everything that's going on in the world of sports. Tune in weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. 1 of 2 for French. The lead is 8 for the Billikens. They led by 5 at halftime.
French and Tillman going at it in the paint. Take a look.
Pressure defense causing the turnover. And the Billikens ratcheted up at that end.
Bess is a very experienced player. He scores points. You look at the sheet after the game, and he's got 12, 13 points, and it just doesn't even look like he was out there. Notice how French comes out higher because he sees the pressure. If you stay back in the hole, there's no way you can help your teammate if he's doubled.
Goodwin, Bess, Roby, Foreman, French. Starting 5 out there. Pick and roll and the dunk for Hassan French from Bess. Jenkins trying to get it going. A foul away from the ball. And that's on French.
Let's take a look at this right here. We're going to get a pick and roll action, and on the roll, French is going to get the dunk. Terrific two-man game right here. Great bounce pass. Bess has delivered twice in the early going here. French has some ups, there's no doubt about that. These two guys go to the same hairdresser.
8 rebounds in the game to go with 2 points for French.
They are hedging on high screens. Watch how far out French comes. That is a little dangerous.
And a 3 from the corner goes down from Malik Crowfield.
Crowfield's been not so visible in this game. Averages 7. Capable of scoring in double figures.
Here's Bess. Turns the corner. Now good one against Crowfield. 10 to shoot. Davell Roby.
Nice switch.
Santos Silva defensively. Now French in the lane against the double. Santos Silva. What great defense causing the tie-up. It'll stay at this end. Shot clock at 2.
Great D right here. Maintain your position. Jenkins did a terrific job of staying between French and the basket. You got to lob this one to the middle or catch and launch.
Goodwin gets it in. Roby the 3. Crawls out. Bess fighting for it. But Sims had it. And now Sims has it again. Pulls up and airballs. Tillman on the weak side. Tillman wheeling in the lane. And a foul on the floor.
I almost grabbed that ball, man. A good thing I didn't.
Seriously.
It came right in front of us.
The long arms of Sims to reach over.
Alive. That was unbelievable.
He basically
you gotta go for that.
He reached pretty much right in front of your face to keep that one alive and keep it in play.
Nice stroke by Tillman. Take
See,
a
look at that,
this.
Bob.
I should have had that, man. My coach is going to be angry with me on that.
That replay shows that I may have exaggerated a little bit when I described what happened. I just want to make sure I say that. 6-point game. Nearly 4 minutes into the second half. The Billikens have led by as many as 11 in the first half and by as many as 10 in the second half.
I like this pressure on Roby outside. ISO.
French with a shot clock at 7. Backing down Santos Silva. Shot wouldn't go. TJ Foreman against the double. Slices through and scores.
He knows the geography of the lane on that one.
Santos Silva had it pinned against the glass. Tillman back up and in.
Man, we are getting some athletic action in this one.
The play underneath has been outstanding.
4 Billikens on the offensive glass last play. They are susceptible to the break if they don't get that offensive rebound.
And a foul inside. And that VCU 11 straight, 24 or more win seasons. 7 straight trips, as we documented earlier, to the NCAA tournament. 99 was their last losing season. French out of the timeout, can't convert, and pulled down by Tillman. He's come alive here in this second half a little bit. His team down by 6, 5 minutes into the second half. And thrown away by Tillman.
Backdoor was available. Jenkins picking up Roby. It has not provided dividends for VCU at all. Roby has been very cool handling the ball against pressure.
Here's Roby on the drive and kick. Rotate it one more. Bess in the lane. Hangs and hits.
How about the jump stop to avoid the charge? Nicely done by Bess.
He's got 8 and the lead for St. Louis back to 8.
Foreman 15, Bess 8, Goodwin 10. They're dominating the scoring for St. Louis.
Tillman's only got 4 here. In the lane, couldn't convert. And pulled down by Foreman, who's been everywhere. His 6th rebound.
They are very content to run their stuff 5-on-5.
Best able to turn the corner and get himself to the line.
This is how you avoid the charge, Brent. 2-foot stop, not 1 foot. 2-foot stop stops your momentum from going forward, avoids the charge. That's the way to do things.
74% at the line.
He's a good player. He's a rough and tumble guy. He's not getting fouled as much in this game as he typically does. Bess is a good shooter from the free throw line as we see Tillman go to the outside bench. Very solid.
Tillman sits with 2 fouls as Isaac Van checks back in, and the lead back to 10. A couple of makes by Bess.
Where is the scoring going to come from for the Rams right now?
This is Chris Lane out to Johnny Williams. Marcus Santos Silva, and over to Mikael Sims. And now Isaac Van.
Sims is a willing scorer.
Santos Silva with 7 to shoot, lost it. What a save! The effort by Goodwin to take it away, then keep it from going over the end line. And an official's timeout to wipe up his sweat over on that end line.
What a play by Goodwin. You're right, man. What a terrific player this is. Watch the effort on number 0. Ball's going out. No, it's not going out. Great play. Dives, keeps the possession for his team. This guy's going to be all Atlantic 10.
Superstar freshman coming off 3 near triple doubles. One of them was a triple double, first in school history. The other 2, he almost had them. And then doing things like that with his team up by 10 in the second half.
He is comfortable on the floor. There's no doubt about that.
French. And now Foreman. Foreman attacks again and draws the bump with 6 to shoot.
Foreman has displayed a willingness to face up and drive from the outside, and it has been productive in this game. He got out of control a couple of times in the first half and turned it over. But other than that, he's been good.
And that foul on Mobley, his 3rd. Saturday, catch both these teams back on CBS Sports Network starting at 2 Eastern. VCU visits George Mason, followed by St. Louis welcoming in Dayton. Only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Dayton wins by 1 or 2, I guess it was, against Davidson today.
No, 1, 65-64.
Okay, and Davidson drops. They were in 2nd place, so now they got 2 losses. Rhode Island with 0 losses.
Mobley for Sims. Mobley out there playing with 3 personals. And now Johnny Williams. The switch with Goodwin defensively. Shot wouldn't fall. Corralled by Sims. Hit by Goodwin, no call. Stays with the Rams.
They have got to get inside shots by offensive glass work, and they have not done it in this game. St. Louis has been very, very good on their own defensive glass.
Williams draws the foul. Foreman out there.
Williams is showing his willingness to take over some scoring duties. He missed his last shot, taking it into the lane with Tillman on the bench. That's an issue.
That's the 3rd on Foreman. You saw him look over to the bench. No, keep me in. I promise I won't do it again, but he'll check out his 3rd. But he's been a major factor. Van, corner 3, too strong. Goodwin on the weak side, wants to run. Here comes Roby. Wild shot wouldn't go. Goodwin able to stick it back.
Roby got bumped. No call.
Largest lead of the game for the Billikens at 13.
Tillman needs to get back in.
Chris Lane. Foul on the floor by Rashid Anthony. Second on Anthony. And now Mobley checks out and Tillman right back in.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He's got to be on the floor to give this team some balance in their inside-outside attempts.
Tillman, Lane, Williams, Sims, and Van, the 5 for VCU. Down 13.
This is classic man-to-man defense by Travis Ford. Don't pressure too much. Don't take chances. Stay in front of your man.
Lane on the baseline drive. Draws the... It gets worse because of the cumulative effect.
That's exactly right. And it's not been the case in this game. Credit their team. They are trying to isolate Tillman on the block.
Williams lost his footing. Shot clock at 7. Here's Van. Van with 3. And he floats it up and in at the end of the timer.
That was a difficult shot right there.
6 for him.
Man-to-man pressure. Everybody's denying. Here comes the trap.
Deflected by Van into the hands of Lane. Van right back to Lane, who banks it home, and 4 quick ones for the Rams.
Do it again. Cumulative effect right here. They will trap again, close to the 10-second line.
Van and Lane at the front end of that.
Almost a turnover there.
But you get it across, and the shot clock down at 20, and now at 15 for Goodwin.
St. Louis needs a man in the middle when the trap comes.
Hassan French. Roby got his man in the air. No call, left it short. Tillman clears it for VCU.
St. Louis looks rattled right now.
Tillman pulls it. Too strong. Bess climbs for the rebound.
Right guy with the ball.
Billikens by 9. French spins and floats it up. No. Foul on the rebound on Goodwin.
A lot of empty possessions for the Billikens right here. Travis Ford's got to be a little concerned right now. He might use a timeout. Right here, this is a very, very difficult shot for a novice offensive player. Goodwin had an opportunity, but to no avail right there.
Second foul on Goodwin. Midpoint second half, St. Louis by 9. Led by 13 a moment ago.
Look at this denial by Goodwin. Now he's got to stay in front of Williams. Williams can penetrate it.
Knocked away, but into the hands of Lane. Lane to the rim, couldn't finish, and a foul on Tillman.
Foreman did not stay on the bench long. He had 3 fouls, was pleading to stay in the game, and that's 3 for Tillman right here. Watch the help side defense. French was there challenging. It was a 2-on-1, and French defended it well.
So 3 on Tillman, 3 on Mobley for VCU.
I like this ball handling with Goodwin here. He's stronger with the ball than Roby.
Hines gets it across, but not in time. 10-second call, and that is the effect. Mike Rhodes ratcheting up that pressure defense.
Goodwin slipped in the backcourt. They've had several turnovers in a row on possessions right now. So VCU's confidence is rising.
It's not the talent, Bob, they've had in the past, certainly, but the havoc is still there.
No doubt about it.
Third foul on Goodwin. And so now they got to go back to Roby here, the senior from Memphis. Comes back in for the Billikens.
If I'm Travis Ford, I'm thinking timeout here. His team looks like a little rattled. They're starting to talk to one another, complain to the refs. I think they're not an experienced group. And now this could be a juncture right here at the 10-minute mark. A couple of more turnovers in a row, and VCU's right back in it.
Williams, VCU in the one-on-one. He missed the front end, and another foul.
Well, that time it's going the other way.
That's on Chris Lane for the Rams. So bonus the rest of the way, both sides, with 9:49 remaining. And French at the line, only a 34% foul shooter.
He banked one in earlier. That was Brick City.
Way off to the left. Tillman corrals it. Williams brings it up with his team down 9.
Key junction right now. Next couple of possessions.
Hines defends on Williams. Tillman screens. Williams through the lane. Couldn't finish, but Tillman does.
Full court pressure now. Nobody in the front court at all.
13 now for Tillman. Deficit cut to 7.
Somebody's got to be in the middle.
Roby in trouble.
There it is.
And it's
Count
Bess.
on Bess, right?
Count on Bess indeed. The redshirt junior, he and Roby. Veteran leadership for this team. Bess, baseline drive, crawls off, stick back from Foreman, flying through the lane.
Nobody blocked out. Foreman had a clear shot at it. And he tipped it with his offhand, his right.
He's got 18 to match Tillman's 13. He's done him 5 better so far. Van leaves it off, and Tillman scores. He's got 15. It's 47-40. Roby trying to keep him napping. Bess on the alley-oop. Lane. And it's 49-42.
We got some fatigue setting in right now. Bess is tired. Time for a back cut. The further the extension of the D, the easier it is to back cut.
What a smart play by Roby.
Yep.
Floats it up there with a shot. Has had to essentially push the restart button on 5 different programs in his career. He's no stranger. This thing was in dire straits last year when he came aboard. They were picked dead last, finished 11th in the A-10, and again, a little bit shorthanded this year, but the guy can flat out coach. You know, Oklahoma State had him for a decade, and they ended up running him off, and I don't know about that decision because he had a lot of really good years there.
He knows what he's doing. There's no doubt about that. These kids are playing with fire. They're playing together. They're a cohesive group. Roby's important because he is the leader and he has been here the longest. But the 2 freshmen are doing a terrific job. And the transfer Foreman obviously has some talent, right?
Absolutely. Jenkins has been quiet tonight. Tillman in the lane, able to roll it home.
Wow. 17 and 10. Unbelievable.
In the end, he just gets it somehow.
Yep.
He's at 20 and 10. He's averaging 20 and 10 in 14 of the last 14 games. And now a foul out high on the trap by Crowfield.
Here's Tillman in the lane. He is not double teamed. He is way too experienced for French. Even though French is a good shot blocker, he cannot handle Tillman by himself.
You just knew, and he was pretty quiet for much of this game. Somehow he was going to get a double-double. I mean, he virtually gets one about every time out right now.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, he's got 6 and 4 in the first half, and then he comes out in the second half. They run a slam dunk play for him on the lob to get his confidence, and he's been all over the glass. I think the Billikens have to double team him down the stretch here. Make him give it up. VCU has not shown that they can make threes in this game.
Roby gives St. Louis a 9-point edge. Foul. Whistled against Roby.
They are trying to spread the floor and go one-on-one. Isolation plays off the dribble for the Rams. It's proving to be beneficial in the second half.
Hines to the bench. Dariante Jenkins knocks in the first.
The three-point shot, so much a big part of college basketball, has not been in evidence in this game at all. 2 for St. Louis, 3 for VCU.
Got them both.
See his stroke? He's got a great, great stroke.
53-46. There's that trap in the corner, get deep on Lane.
Okay, After a basket, you can move along the baseline. Now, you cannot move at all. This is a difficult place to enter. VCU has a great opportunity for a steal here.
Crowfield guards the inbound. Get it in for Goodwin. Lost it. Tillman the steal. Here comes Jenkins. Crowfield trailing. Airballed it. Into the corner, trying to track it down. It's St. Louis possession.
Goodwin looked behind him. He heard feet coming, and as a result, he turned it over. VCU on the run after the turnover. This is their game.
Step aside in St. Louis.
In the previous game, badly at home, and that's a rival game, obviously, in the same city. And against Dayton, they did not play defense. So this has been a solid performance on the road.
Diligence, meantime, #1 in the A-10 in scoring defense. Give up just 66 a game. VCU has managed only 46 so far. Goodwin tried to bank it in. That's basket interference, and Foreman.
That's the third one we've seen in this game.
2 on French and now 1 on Foreman.
Watch to see if it's in the cylinder. It is. The ball was still in the cylinder.
I don't know, Bob. I like it. Well, actually, I like to disagree if it's warranted.
You have better eyes than me.
I don't know if I'd go that far. Lane. Handoff Jenkins. Right back to him. Good passing. Tillman.
Oh, man. He knows how to get open, doesn't he?
Finds creases in there. He's getting 19. The deficit cut to 5. 6 remaining.
Long time to go. VCU playing much, much better than St. Louis the last 4 or 5 minutes. This looked like the game was over.
Billikens led by 13 at one point in the second half.
Rams are resilient.
Shot clock at 5 for Bess. Turn the corner. Double team. Foul with 3 on the shot clock.
Bess is a knowledgeable player. He knew the shot clock was winding down, and Lane got him. Had VCU gone straight up there, I think they would have not fouled and gotten a turnover.
Foul on Lane, his second.
Wow. Look at that free throw.
It's 3 for 3 tonight. Again, leads the A-10 in attempts and makes at the stripe.
He had good games against big teams. 22 against Butler, 22 against Virginia Tech, 16 against Providence for Bess.
14 points, 8 rebounds against Duquesne in that blowout win last week. Tough drive and score. Isaac Van with a big one. And they were able to set up.
I'm thinking more compact defense for St. Louis. VCU has not made any kind of attempts at threes.
Another takeaway for the Rams. Van attacks again and scores again. It's down to 3. Timeout.
Roby got a little lazy on that last play. Dribbled the ball past half court. Somebody came from behind to tip it away. 55-52, home team.
.508 remaining. 10-4 run. At one point, VCU was down by 13. They've outscored them 20-10 since.
And plays like that are why it happened. Coming from behind, leading to a shot at the basket. Turnovers leading to layups. That's the formula for VCU. Roby, that's the first mistake of that kind that he's made in the game. Right now, what's needed for St. Louis is a little composure Meet the pass if you're away from it. Keep the defense moving. Do not walk the ball. Back up if you get double teamed. Back out of the double team with your dribble.
French defended by Lane. Now Goodwin, watched by Jenkins. Roby off the curl against Williams. Lobs it down low. And out of bounds. Foreman was standing on the end line. Thought he got pushed.
2. Let's see what 2 is. Could be zone. If it's zone, I like it. They have been beaten off the dribble for layups. Only a couple of threes for VCU in the game. Key now is to keep your hands up on defense or out.
Tillman, short. Had a shot changed in the lane and back to the Billikens.
Well, indeed, the change in defense causes a miss. Watch now. In the lane. Nice challenge by French. Because it's zone, French will be in the middle all the time instead of guarding a guy away from the basket. Hence, more challenges of those layups that VCU's been making.
And that's where Tillman had been finding his space.
Exactly. So a good move by Travis Ford here.
3-point game, 4:10 remaining, off the curl. Hines, way off, out of bounds to the Rams.
Air ball on this possession, dribble out of bounds on the last possession. No good quality shots.
VCU has not led in this game. The last tie of the game was 2-2.
Wow.
They got the ball down 3 with Williams.
It's back to man. No, it's back to zone.
And Tillman screens.
Can't be lazy if you're St. Louis. Ball goes up on the board. Everybody's got to go get it.
Van knifing in, blocked from behind by Goodwin, chased down by Goodwin. Here comes Bess, and a foul on the way in.
Wow. No continuation in college basketball. That was a great play by Goodwin.
Last 3. He's almost had 3 triple-doubles. He's got the double-double so far tonight.
The sun is coming out for this program. Both of those guys we're talking about are freshmen, playing like 35 minutes a game now, getting a lot of experience.
Tillman has got 19 and 10 to lead VCU. At the line is Javon Bess, who is 4 of 4 at the stripe tonight.
He's got 14 points. Nice roll. The reason that ball went in is the spin. You hit front rim, back rim, in.
2 big makes with less than 4 remaining. Lead back to 5.
Zone. French in the middle. Keep your eye right there.
Jenkins corner. Got it. Big shot. Terriante Jenkins.
He's by far the best three-point shooter in this game. They called timeout. He has been invisible because of the good D. He reads zone, finds a spot, knocks it in.
.24 left in the game. VCU has closed to within 2.
They have made 3 threes up until this last play. Jenkins is their best three-point shooter. Ball fake, dribble to the corner, swish. That was against zone. He read it and made it happen. Beautiful play by Jenkins.
44% at the arc this year. It's 57-55. VCU has never led in this game. The last tie was at 2-2.
Well, now is the time where the practice against the press should help. The dribbler's got to keep his man moving. That's smart right there.
Now Bess picks it up, deflected, but Foreman has it. Foreman lost it.
The press was effective. Even though the turnover did not come in the backcourt, Foreman got out of control, and he's been that way several times in this game. Right here, slap at it by Jenkins. Nicely done, lengthy arm.
So VCU causing the 17th St. Louis turnover, and the lay-in for Williams. We're deadlocked at 57 with 3 minutes remaining. First tie since it was 2-2.
The cumulative effect of the pressure we're seeing in the late game.
Didn't see it for the first 10 minutes of this second half.
Nope.
10 to shoot. Foreman out front for Goodwin.
They're tentative.
Roby with 4. Roby fouled by Lane with 3 on the shot clock.
The point guard for VCU season opening. He's a downhill guy. Can't shoot from the outside much, but man, he took that to the rack. St. Louis fell asleep on him. Great game.
Roby. Senior has 7 points.
By the way, heck of a facility here, huh?
Oh, man.
Wow. Beautiful place.
Closing stretches in the career of this man, and the coaching staff got with him in the last couple of weeks and says, how do you want to be remembered? How do you want to be remembered at this university? And since then, he has picked up his level, playing his best basketball this season right now. And a foul out high on French.
Williams is an 80% free throw shooter. That is not the guy that you want to hedge out and foul.
And the third foul on French. Williams at the line. 81%. Missed it.
Wow. Wow. Shocking miss.
58-57. 2 remaining in St. Louis.
The offense is running too slow.
They say VCU has won 6 straight against the Billikens. St. Louis trying to stop it tonight on their home floor. Goodwin way short. Tillman fighting with Foreman. Tillman was out of bounds. Stays at this end with 4 on the shot clock.
Over the top, wrestling with Tillman. And the home team gets the call.
Again, 4 to shoot. St. Louis's last field goal is at the 8:27 mark and a slam dunk by Bess. Roby can't convert, and a run out for Isaac Van with numbers. And he pumps the brakes, and Williams sets it up. A minute and a half remaining. 58-57, the Billikens lead the Rams. Lane stripped away, controlled by Bess.
Mike Rhodes wants a foul. He's not getting it. Great play by Bess. That's a Michigan State play.
By the Michigan State transfer. Near takeaway by Lane. Regained by French. Shot clock under 10. Roby with 5. Roby gets a screen from Foreman. Roby double pumps, deflected, didn't catch iron. VCU with a defensive stand.
Wow. Concentration level excellent by VCU's defense. Tillman chased down Roby. He had no chance to get off a good shot.
Heavyweight battle tonight. Coming down to the final 40 seconds. Jenkins off the mark. Van over the back of Bess.
It's a foul. Weak side, take a look. Terrific lockout right there by Bess. A lot of guys jumping to the sky on that one. Van gets the foul.
2 shots, Bess. 33.6 remaining. Bess has 17. The Billiken lead is 2. The Billiken lead is 3. 3-second difference, came and shot. 30 seconds to play. Lane, foul on the way up by Foreman with 19.4 on the clock.
Lane has been driving hard, but it's tough to guard him because he goes both ways, and he's a very strong physical presence.
First one in. Up next, it's Mountain West Mayhem, UNLV and Fresno State, right here on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports, part of this tremendous Tuesday night doubleheader, triple header, I should say. Had that really good one down to the wire with Dayton beating Davidson by 1 in the A-10, and now this one down to the wire. Lane got 1 of 2. It's a 2-point game with 17 seconds. Shot clock off. They're gonna. Yeah, I thought they would try for a steal.
Well, they did, but they got to. You know, the clock is your enemy, obviously here, right? Two-point lead. He makes both. It's a 2-possession game, which is going to make it very, very difficult for VCU. The correct player is on the line for the Billikens.
Rhodes calls time. 14.7, 2-point game. St. Louis clinging to a 2-point lead with 14.7. Just got a huge defensive stop, and now free throws.
Discussion between coach and star player there on the VCU side. Both teams are in the double bonus. Both teams have a single timeout remaining. Bess is the correct person at the free throw line for St. Louis.
He's 8 of 8 there tonight. So now, to make it a 2-possession game.
Most important shot of the game right now.
Missed it. 3-point game, 12 seconds left. VCU can tie it and send it to overtime. 7 seconds. Jenkins with 6 on a 3. Got it! With 3.9 ties it. One final chance for the Billikens. Javon Bess, half court. No. Over.
Game against GW, and he makes the shot from deep to force overtime.
Bess had been 9 of 9 at the stripe.
Yep.
Missed the second one to leave that door slightly open, and Jenkins made him pay. VCU gets it first with Johnny Williams. Best assist man in the A-10. Jenkins, the hero at the end of regulation. And now Lane against this zone. Lane drops it down, and Tillman scores.
Nice pass. Lane started the first 15 games at center, then did not. But I can see why he started. He's a physical presence. He can pass the ball.
First lead of the game for VCU. Foreman, tough shot. Lost his balance, got it back, and sticks it in.
And he has been off balance on those drives, and yet the second effort is there.
63 all, 4 to play in overtime. 20 now for Foreman.
The zone has VCU standing around, but the high-low play was good. And this guy can shoot it.
De'Riante Jenkins hit the 3 at the end of regulation to tie it. Williams with 6 to shoot. Too deep, pulled down by Bess.
That's what St. Louis wanted. A 3 from a non-shooter. Tension's filled in this building right now.
Deflected by Jenkins. Roby chases it down. Shot clock under 10. Roby, strong drop and score.
How about that play? Look at him right now. He's feeling it. Hurt his left knee. He's in pain right now, my friend. He's in pain.
Got to will his team to victory.
Action on the interior. French and Tillman.
Tillman fall away, banks it home, and he's got 4 in overtime. And 23 for the game for Justin Tillman.
He's been the answer, there's no doubt about that. They got 5 on 4. Goodwin has been absent from the offense in the second half. Number 0.
Bess goes against Jenkins. Left it short.
Five play. 2 post guys exchanging. There it is.
Lane. Blocking foul. Well before the shot. French trying to stand his ground on the baseline.
Both guys hit the floor. French tried to take the charge. In case you're wondering, the restricted arc only applies to a help side player. It does not apply to you if you're guarding your man. So had he gotten position, it still could have been called a charge. He did not.
That was the 4th foul on French.
Lane has been fantastic in the second half. His physicality going to the basket, scoring. He's been out here trapping some.
Well, the UNLV and Fresno State game underway and now available at CBSSports.com/live. We'll get you out there as soon as this one is over. That's a big one in the Mountain West.
UNLV coming off a big road win against Colorado State. Come from behind.
Rodney Terry, another very solid team for the Bulldogs. The 3 is short. Tillman clears.
Two-point lead with the ball. They've been going against zone the last 4 or 5 possessions. They're getting used to it. A change to man might be in order.
Tillman, quick turnaround. He's got 6 in overtime.
Wow.
VCU, 69-65 lead. They never led in regulation.
That was a jump hook from about 14 feet. I think Travis has to change to man. It's get cold. You know, I know you got to get it right, but it's got to be a way to get it right quicker than that.
Here we go, 69-65, Billikens have it.
Gordon could go. I know he hasn't been involved in the second half, but he can go.
Goodwin on Van to the rim, scores!
Love it, love it, love it. I told you he was not much of an offense in the second half, but Goodwin can make plays. He's a power guard. They set screens for him, the screens run away. A guy like him does not need a screen. If you bring a screen to one point on the floor, you got 4 people there. He and his man, the screener and his man. It gets complicated. A guy as good as him, clear out, let him go. Avoid the traffic.
3-point play, he's got 15. It's a 1-point game with 1:10 remaining in overtime.
I'm surprised they're zone. It has not been effective once VCU got used to it. A screen in the lane. French is guarding 2 people right now.
Shot clock at 8. Williams for Sims. Tillman with 5. Short. Loose ball picked up VCU. They blew the whistle. One official says count it for Sims, and that'll be the call. Big play, Mikel Sims.
A lot of contact there, no call. Contact there. He pulled at his shorts. The foul was low, not high.
3-point play for Sims, the sophomore from Richmond. Timeout, 72-68 with 41.9 as we step aside here in St. Louis. VCU just got a massive 3-point play from Mikel Sims, and now they lead once again by 4.
Listen for the whistle. Basket good, free throw good. 2 3-point plays in a row, both ends. Goodwin was the man the last time. He should go again. Same exact play.
Pass leans in and draws the foul.
Was he at the 3-point line,
on
Brett?
Jenkins? I think his foot was...
Can you see?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 2 shots.
Take a look at his foot. Yep, his foot came down. Wow. Two shots instead of 3 right here. Big difference.
30.5 on the clock. And St. Louis down 4, and Best to go to the line for 2.
It'll be interesting to see if Travis Ford changes his defense here. They were mixed up last time. A couple of guys were playing zone. A couple of guys were playing man-to-man. They need to go man. Even if he makes both, they're still down 2, 30 seconds to go. Wow.
Big miss by Bess.
He short-armed it. Didn't follow through. That time he followed through.
3-point game, 30.5.
If they decide to hold, you got a foul.
Really no difference between game and shot, and the foul. And getting to the line will be Mikel Sims, who just had that huge 3-point play. Sims 75% for the season.
Good fortune for St. Louis. This is the one that matters.
A 1-possession game for the moment.
Yep.
Two-possession game, 21 seconds left.
Rush it down, go to the basket. The defense does not want to foul. Taking too long.
Goodwin gets a screen from French. Deep 3, Goodwin. In and out. Into the corner it goes. VCU basketball. And they're going to take a look at this one.
They changed it. Wow.
Billiken basketball. So throw that out the window. So the door is slightly open. 9.4. Billiken ball down by 4. Quick 2 or a 3 here?
Jump shot in the right corner, 3. There it is.
Get it in, Bess. Up and under, acrobatic. Tip is good. French, 6.3, 2-point game. And now a stoppage timeout.
Well, that was absolutely a critical call right there that they switched in favor of the Billikens. Right here, up and under, acrobatic, tip. 2-point game.
Billikens still alive, barely.
Man on the ball to make the inbound pass difficult. Long pass is available.
Lane inbounds, and he gets it in. Williams, there's the foul, 4.6.
Well, nice execution by VCU of the inbounds play. Situation like that, the risk is a 5-second count.
And the foul on Goodwin is 5th. That'll do it for him.
Jalen Johnson coming in for him, a former starter. Big guy. Since they're shooting free throws, he's in there for rebounding. Goodwin played a good game. Made a terrific play for a three-point play, but unfortunately, they gave it right back at the other end.
15 points, able to get a double-double. And now Williams steps up. 81% foul shooter. 74-71 with 4.6. And now he can put it on ice right here. Or will the Billikens get a final chance to tie it? Rolls it home. And essentially able to seal the game, Johnny Williams. Down to 2 seconds, Roby knocked it in with 0.3 on the clock, a 1-point game. And they get it in, and that is the game.